Hi all. Right, welcome back. Enemy Action Kharkov, Soviet Solo, Take 2, Part 81. Now, I don't know if there's any difference showing up or any difference in the sound. This is the first time I've tried the new phone. So I thought I might as well try it here before we get started. I maybe should just do a shortcut and just in case sound's not coming through or something. It looks like it is. It looks like it's going. And I did notice I can get a wider sort of view. Not sure if I want to use it just now or not, but let's just have a look. Okay, there we are. Well, I had to actually cut the video there before I was able to switch over to that. But that's wow, that gets a whole map in, doesn't it? Like I say, not so sure that I want to be using that anyway, but there might be it might be nice to look at the whole map from time to time. Yeah, I mean it. Wow, zooms out. It's getting up quite a lot. Everything in the background, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I just went away and had a wee look at the quality of the recording. Looked pretty good. I think when you go at the wide angle, I'm not so sure it was as crisp. Maybe that's what that was. Sound appears to be coming through even louder, maybe. Not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it sounded okay to me. It just sounded like it was louder, and even that as a standard picture there, am I not getting more in? I feel like I am. It's a bigger phone, so anyway, okay, that's not what you're here for. That's for me to kind of worry about. Okay, well, we were hoping to just move into the start. Well, we started at turn 9, but we were just about to go into the command phase. However, Grant, this whole situation up here is still a mess. I don't know how I'm not getting these things right at all. I mean, I did make a statement recently that I'm not the smartest guy in the world, and it clearly shows within this. Yeah, I even made a comment in the last post, but I've still got it wrong. I don't think this unit should never have been a priority within them. I mean, whereas they went 9, 10, 11, and then we deployed this unit. But why, when I deployed this unit, my comment was, why when I deployed this unit wasn't unit 9, 10 or 11 considered for that? And in particular, I think 11 is right, but I think 10 should be in 11's place, and 11 should maybe be in this place, and then this guy should be somewhere else. I don't know. I mean, you think I'd click when I went like that, because I wanted to put him here, and then I says, oh no, he's going to break surround. It's that much going on. I really can't remember how they've all been set up. I'm going to have to go back now and try and work it out. I think this is right, I think that is right, and I think that is right. I don't know where that should be, and I don't know what order they should be in. Well, Martin said that he was screaming at his screen. No, his brain was on overdrive, sort of like screaming that this was the Hex 82. Because, I mean, right enough, it blocks off. It was blocking off dangerous surround to this guy, like he points out. If you look at his comment, it was stopping dangerous surround to this guy, and also this guy being in dangerous surround. And okay, it didn't stop this guy from being dangerous surround at the time, but it did do that. Yeah, it's just a mess. Okay, so I'm going to try and quickly put these guys where they should be. Okay, what I think I'll do is I'll remove these units again. Now, we've got to remember when we're placing these that these units aren't out of supply, okay? These have been marked since then. Yeah, that's right. But I'm not going to put you through all the pain again. I'm just going to deploy the unit and maybe give a brief thing of why the unit's there, okay? And of course we've got 9, 10, 11 to deploy, and then this is a separate deployment that happens in the reserve phase of the following turn. Well, actually, is it not the following of the following? Is it not like turn 9? Yeah, well, whatever. It's a separate deployment anyway. So let's get these put right, okay, for once and for all. Okay, to me, this is where Unit 9 it gets deployed first in position 70. And the reason being is preference C, hex that removes dangerous round from an RGM unit or enables an RGM unit to trace supply. And it's the second part of that about the supply. It enables this guy to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 onto the road and away. Okay, so that should be the first placement. Okay, this is where the second placement should be at 82, and this is when Martin's obviously been screaming that 82, that's where it should go. But you can see how, I mean, you know, he has commented back saying it's tricky, but as it was at that tricky, Grant, to work it out? Well, I mean, no, not when you see it, but you know, I started looking at Hex 82 first because I thought, well, that's going to remove dangerous sound from this unit, and then this unit down here, like Martin's pointed out, and he's quite correct. But before this unit is placed, that is not within 3. So placing that in there then brings that hex in. I mean, yes, okay, I know I look at it and eventually see it and whatever, but I don't know. I need, my comment back had asked for, you know, does he use some procedure, or is it one of these things that's just obvious and I'm just not getting? Or is there a procedure you use, or maybe a tip that you could work these things out a bit easier? I don't know, because I've spent a lot of time trying to find, should I have been looking at this hex and saying, right, because what is this doing? It's not doing anything. Whereas this hex is removing dangerous sound. Maybe that's something I should be thinking. I should be looking at preferences, and I should be finding out, you know, is it going to remove dangerous sound? Because that's doing something. You know, it going here isn't really doing anything, you know, and even here, you know, why don't look at them first then, Grant? You know, try and find something that's doing something. Maybe that's how I need to be doing it. Anyway, okay, I'm not going to go on. Right, and I think because that then locks off this unit from coming down, and remember that doesn't remove dangerous sound from this unit, but it has removed it from these two, because this unit, these guys can still go out and in. Remember, the supply isn't, out of supply unit, so this guy can still be surrounded. And then, so it's kind of obvious that, remember, I look at this one and realise that breaks dangerous round on this unit. However, this one also does it, and it's a lower position number. So I think that is right. Now, we now have this guy to go. I mean, the other hex we had a unit placed was up in here. But I'm not going to just put it there and hope for the best. Now, it might well go there, I don't know. I just want to have a look and see. Right. So here's me looking for something that does something, and now I think it's all been done. These guys have had their dangerous sound removed. This guy's had his dangerous sound removed. We've also surrounded these units in by placing this. I had a strange thought about, this guy can go and surround this guy, but he's already surrounded, so there's nothing more to really do in there. So I'm actually thinking that it could well be that it goes to position 55, but because of how much a mess I've made of this, I'm just going to sit and look at that for a few minutes. Yeah, I think this one is right. I mean, unless there's any other hexes that would remove dangerous surround, or enable an RGM unit to trace supply, that can't at the moment. Which isn't the case. I mean, this guy was placed here, we knew he could trace supply. he got put there to be able to get this guy a supply trace. We've removed dangerous round from this, we've removed dangerous round from that. There's no other units in there that are in dangerous round. This guy's not. I mean, I don't think there's anything left. This guy's not in dangerous round. No. Yeah, I'm a bit fed up with this whole situation, to be honest. So that is position 55. It meets all the criteria, and then the preference is it's not a VP hex. It is within 3 hexes of unit in the same core. And when I say it's not a VP hex, we don't have any VP hex options. It is within 3 hexes of unit in the same core. 1, 2, 3. It's not a hex. It removes dangerous round from our German unit or enables an RGM unit to trace supply. But I don't think there's any more there. But you know what? I wouldn't shock me if Martin comes back and says, yeah, but that guy was in dangerous round and you could have put that there. It wouldn't shock me at all. But I can't see it. And then D is not in dangerous round. Well, he is not in dangerous round. Now there could be other hexes again that are in that exact same position until we get to there. Then non-map edge hex, well it's not a map edge hex. Then lowest position number. Well, this is certainly the lowest position number. I've been trying to place a unit here ever since we started with units selector number 9, haven't I? I mean there is 1, 2, 3, there is 49 away down here. Maybe I need to look at this. Because that other things have happened. Remember, this unit has been put here. Oh god. It's possible. No, can he trace supply? I don't. Right, wait a second. No, he can't get reserve supply from there. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's one short of getting up there. And I remember I did look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can get onto this road here, but once it comes down into here, it's hitting a Soviet zone of control. Well, to be honest, it can't go up either, can it, from there? Yeah, so no, it can't trace reserve supply. So I'm going to stick with that one, and we're just going to have to hope for the best. If I have to change it again, then yeah. Okay, right, can we move on and maybe start a bit of gameplay? Because it seems like it was a hell of a long time ago that we had any gameplay. Right, well, hopefully that's right now. Okay, let's do the command phase. First command phase, the command phase, of turn 9. And starting with a German impulse, so it's the first German impulse of the turn. All cards being shuffled up. Yeah, okay, let's see what they're going to start off with. Right then. It's not easing off anyway. Yeah, that's going to be bad because I think I wanted to get a forward support marker down, but in saying that, oh no, that is 1st Panzer Army, innit? Oh, that's not what I want to see. I'm thinking it was the other Panzer Army. I'm thinking 4th Panzer Army. That's down here, isn't it? Oh, that's not good. That's the last thing I really wanted. Because I think probably my first impulse is placing a forward support marker because all these guys are out of support. No, 57 Corps, 4th Panzer Army, aren't they? Nah. It's going to deploy. If there's 3 57 Corps units, but they're 4th Panzer Army, so he's not going to deploy. It is going to be an activation. Okay, well, not a good start. Right, activate all 1st Panzer Army units within 2 hexes of the 1st Panzer Army unit with the most 1st Panzer Army units in its 2 hex radius. Okay. Okay, I think this is a winner down here. He gets 4, he gets 1, 2, and then there's 2 in this hex. This would get 3, admittedly. But 3 is not greater than 4, Grant. This would only get 2, because remember, it's just 1st Panzer Army units. So, that is, isn't it? Activate all 1st Panzer Army units within 2 hexes of the 1st Panzer Army with the most 1st Panzer Army units. Yeah, so it's going to be down here. He's going to grab this guy, and these 2. Yes. So, let's see where that might take us then. Okay, and now we've got a new set of action steps from turn 8 onwards, and it highlights it in the player aid here that all actions can end in dangerous around. So we don't care at all now. The movement restriction that talked about dangerous around, we ignore that. It's only between turns 4 and 7. So that's removed completely to all of these actions. Right, we've still got if behind Soviet lines. Well, all the units can trace supply. So then I think step 2 is the same. Move to VP hex, move to German VP hex only if empty of garrison Soviet unit proximate. If start alone in VP hex and Soviet unit proximate, do not move at all this activation. Right, and remember that should have the same wording. It should be after the move that a Soviet unit is proximate. So interestingly, it's quite possible. Well, there's 2 situations that could come up here. This VP hex and this VP hex said the camp here, because well, either one of the units. What are we doing this in? Ascending order. So it'd be unit 3 first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, actually, he can reach either. He can reach either VP hex, and let's just say he decides to go to this one. When he moves to this one, thing is, he's removing dangerous around, isn't he? Yeah, he's removing dangerous around, Grant. And that's not a restriction that has fallen off. Don't cause surrounded Soviet unit to be unsurrounded. Yeah. Okay, so he's not going to move to there or there, because that would remove surround from that, because that unit could move to there. And the reason I was saying he might do it is because that could go there to there to there, and then that would be proximate. Right, but you can't break that restriction. Okay, so fair enough. So who's next in line? Unit 6. Right, they're not going to get up and round there anyway. Well, to be honest, it was him moving there that was making them proximate. So these aren't. However, what about this guy though? But then are these guys still surrounded? No, these are not surrounded at the moment, are they? No, they have a hex. Yeah, because we had a wee bit of a breakthrough here. I'm wondering. I figured that we needed something up adjacent there, but no, these units can move into here and he can move into there, so they do have an out. So these aren't surrounded. So could Unit 7 possibly go into here, and then this unit would be proximate to it? So that is, and he could also go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into there, and then these units would be proximate. And remember, he doesn't care about ending a dangerous round. So, however, Don't cause Soviet proximity to enter garrison German VP hex. So if I was to go around there, this guy can easily go 1-2 breaking zone of control. No, he can't, Grant. He can't. He's not proximate to that. He's not proximate to that. If, however, this guy went in here, then this guy is proximate to that. So he wouldn't be doing that one, but he might go around into that one, possibly. I think he's going to put this guy in dangerous round, isn't he? Because that still applies as well. Don't cause any German unit. Oh. Wait a minute. Don't cause any German unit in hex and Soviet support to be put in dangerous round. Oh, and also, unless that unit is active and not yet acted. So, in actual fact, maybe this guy does make this move. Yeah, I think this guy does do that. So let's just see. 1-2 breaking zone of control. 3-4 5 in at the time. So this is the hex that he left. Now he has moved to a German VP hex, which was empty. And I want to see the exact wording. It's in action steps 3-4. OF empty or garrisoned, and Soviet unit would be proximate after the move. Well, before the move, there's no Soviet unit proximate to that because these guys can't move into there. And then after the move, it's asking if any Soviet units are proximate to that unit. Well, these are all proximate to the unit because they're all adjacent. So the only thing that would be stopping them is the restrictions. Yeah, I'm looking at it here and I'm like, my confidence is shattered again, honestly, with that carry on with all the deployment of the Rouse units. It's completely, I'm just looking thinking, that might be a complete lot of nonsense I'm just doing here. I don't feel anywhere near certain that that's right, but you've just got to keep going, I guess, Grant. Right, so our restrictions are don't cause Soviet proximity to enter garrison German VP hex. So have we caused Soviet proximity to this hex with that move? No, I mean this guy can go 1, 2 into here and then he's got to stop. 1, 2, 3 into here, he's got to stop. Well, actually, he's breaking zone of control, Grant. Please try and remember that. 1, 2. But I mean, he could get down here if it wasn't for this unit. He's got to stop when he enters there. So that's not broken. I'm going to skip by the next one. So, and then we skip by the next one because now it doesn't matter. He doesn't care about being in dangerous round anymore because this is action steps 8+. So don't cause, and then don't end mech unit move in marsh hex. Right? You know, that one's, yeah, I really bring that up because it's not really coming to it. I mean, obviously it could at some point. Don't cause surrounded Soviet unit to be unsurrounded. Well, like I just said, I don't believe any of them were surrounded. No, just pause and have a look. I mean, this guy is surrounded, but he's still surrounded. These two had an out into this hex here, and so weren't surrounded. This guy was not surrounded. This guy is surrounded. You know, and then we're getting down here, which is this guy moving from here to here is not going to do any of that. So I'm good with that one. So the last one just could be, I suppose, don't cause any German unit. Yeah. But again, don't cause any German unit in hex and Soviet support to be put in dangerous round unless that unit is active and not yet acted. Well, this is our support line here. All these units are outside Soviet support. So in actual fact, it doesn't matter if I'm leaving any of them in dangerous round. To be honest, I think. Well, actually, this guy might be in dangerous round as well with that move. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So he's in dangerous round. He's in dangerous round. This one's actually active and not yet acted, but they're all out of the support. Don't cause any German unit in Hex and Soviet support. They're not in Soviet support. Now, if I had had the chance and put my support marker down, that would have restricted him from doing that, quite probably. Okay, so I think he can go there. I don't see why not. So I'm going to do it. Right, and although we do have another victory point, German victory point, Hex, it's empty. It's only this unit could move into it, and like I've said, we can't do that because we're breaking surround for these units. These guys can't get around. There's no gap in there and whatever. Okay, so we've still got 3 units to do something with. We move on to the next step, which is just the same as well. Draw 2 action cards, check the lower numbered card, conduct action if the situation applies. And then step 4, check other card, drawing card, conduct action if situation applies. So we're drawing 2 action cards and doing something with them. Right, oops, camera was almost away there. Right, so let's get 2 action cards. Just thinking here, I wouldn't probably mind a major offensive here, would I? Oh, right, anyway, let's go. Well, you're not getting one. Attack and forward attack, so card 5, card 13. Put them down there. Just zoom in there a little bit, have a look. So situational strength of active units stack. So it's just looking at them individually 3 times. Yeah, well, this could still be happening, I'm afraid. Because this is in ascending order. So we would look at this guy first. He's adjacent to 5 strength here, but let's get the situation worked out, remember. And the cards are 4. So the command cards are 4. So, I can't really get that card, and I can maybe keep the text there at that range, maybe. There's that many units in here now that it's easy to fit everything in. Okay, well, this is a strength of 5. Situationally, it is getting a +1 for being adjacent to supplied Soviet units. That's a 6. Defender and unsupported Hex, yes, that's a -1. That's a 5. And then command card value of the card 4 or 5. That's another -1. So that's a 4. That's not major offensive. So he's got a strength of 4. I mean, obviously 4 against 4 is just 1 to 1. It is not 3 to 1. And see, the problem is he can't move, can he? Yeah. Because all these are going to get, if they're adjacent to a Soviet unit, they're going to get a +1 for that. However, they're going to get -2 because they're unsupported and the command value card's 2. So this is get a -1. So this is actually a 2 strength. But although this guy can move adjacent to him, he's going to break surround on that. So he can't really do it. I mean, we know that this situation's looking bad. So maybe we should just move on to that. What does the forward action card look for? Weakest, yeah. Right, so it is looking for the weakest target. So let's just say that Unit 3 as a lead unit cannot really, because bear in mind we have found out now, we've got that for sure, that the proximity check does consider the restrictions. So I can't consider being proximate to this, check my strength, because I'm breaking the surround on that unit, breaking that restriction. So yeah, let's just leave Unit 3, I think he's not going to do this. So then we move to Unit 6, because we've only got these 3 units, and he's stacked with another unit, so this is 5 strength. So, and this Actually, maybe isn't the weakest. They'd be just as weak. Ah, hold on though, Grant. Again, if this guy makes a move elsewhere, which he can't get through there anyway, but if he was to consider this unit, he would have to move to here or here, and that would break surround on that. So we cannot consider this unit. It's just he's getting a -2 from where he sits, he's getting a -1, so they would both be 1s. But again, he can't move away. Well, he can move away himself. That's true. Ooh, okay. So he could actually move away himself and get 3-1 on that, couldn't he? Yeah. And remember, we've gotten... Well, it's weakest. No, it doesn't consider the odds, does it? We've been here before. It looks at weakest target. Well, this situationally gets a +1 for being adjacent to that. So it's a 3, and then gets a -2. 1 for being unsupported, 1 for the card. So he's a 1. This guy does not get a +1, so he gets a total. He gets a -2. He's a 1 as well. So with both them being 1s, you know what? I think he's going to break away and go for that guy. He's in a VP hex. Yeah. This is a situational strength of 1. This is a situational strength of 1. That is the definition of weakest is the unit stat with the lowest total situational strength. They're both 1s. So if we look back at the forward attack card, the second preference is in a VP hex. So again, I mean the odds are going to be much better on these two attacking in here. But the fact this guy can break away as a lead unit on his own and still get 3-1 situationally on this guy, and he's in a VP hex. Well, I'm up for that battle. Bring it. Well, might not be saying that in a minute, Grant. Yeah, I think that's right. Again, like I say, the way I've just been totally making a mess of that deployment, the last real AI thing I had to do, I made a right shambles at it. So I'm just low on the belief my abilities. Right, just pause, Grant. Have a wee think. Yeah, I think this is right. Because the other thing is, this guy could have a pop at this guy as well. Oops, he's a 2. Remember. After that. So, unit stack. And the thing is, you do move them individually. So I'm checking this, and well, the thing is, I can't consider 5 strength moving because that then breaks the restriction. However, I can consider leaving a unit there and this unit moving and still achieving the 3-1 situational strength. So yeah, I'm going to go for this. So where can he move to? He's going to have to go out first. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3 into there. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into there. Is that right? 1, 2 breaking zone of control. 3, 4 into broken. 5, 6 into broken. So I think he can reach both these hexes. So 10.54. Well, neither of them surround the unit. No. The hex not occupied by or adjacent to another German unit adjacent to the same Soviet unit. None of them do that either. Although this one would be adjacent to this German unit. They're not adjacent to the same Soviet unit. So neither of them work. An empty hex. They're both empty. Hex occupy, that doesn't apply. Most movement points to reach, well, it's going to be that one then, eh? Because that was just 1, 2, 3, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So him moving to there. Right, restriction check. Remember, he doesn't care if he ends in dangerous round. Not so sure he is again, but actual fact, I think he probably is. When I look at this being able to move along a bit and this being able to go out and in, probably. However, doesn't care. In actual fact, the forward attack covers it also. Interesting. But it does say all actions can end in dangerous rounds, so I'm assuming if it didn't say it could end in dangerous round there, it would still be allowed to. Yeah. I think all the attack cards do have that though anyway, don't they? Don't they? Maybe. Right. So has he broke any other restrictions? No. I mean, this guy is in dangerous round, but again, remember, we're not in support. He is in dangerous round, but they were in dangerous round anyway before we even moved. So he's not causing any unit that's in Soviet support. That means, that's the other thing. This is in support. Oh, Grant, this is in support. You see? You see? Oh, man. I'm wondering, I mean, I was thinking about it today. I was thinking I could probably do a little break away from the game. But, I come down, when I've got spare time, I come up here and I'll think, well, I don't even think about anything else. I just sit down here. Because, I'm enjoying it. But I do wonder that it's starting to burn me out a little bit. Hey. Well, glad I spotted it before we started drawing shits. This is the Soviet support line. Remember, Grant? This artillery barrage area is the Soviet support line. So these guys are in support. So he only gets a -1, so he's a 2 strength. And this unit here is just outside the Soviet support line. And he's a 1 strength. So he is indeed the weakest unit. And like I say, we can't get through to this guy, for instance. But the thing is, these guys don't need to move. And in fact, they can't move anyway. I can't go out and in or anything like that. No, I can't, because, So they're just going to have to sit there and attack. That's it. Yeah. Okay. Right, so we found our target. So all active units proximate to qualifying target move adjacent to target and attack. Prefer A, weakest. We've decided he is the weakest. So then non-active proximate units in the lead unit's core could join the attack. So we need to deal with these guys first. I don't think anyone's able. You can see there's a couple of third core units there, 3 even, that I don't think are capable of getting down. But the lead unit can't move, although they're adjacent. They would want to try and move to hex that surrounds or flanks. But they can't move to any hex. I've already said they can't get into these 2 hexes or this one. So the lead unit attacks and then the other unit attacks. So, that's what they're not moving. They're just going to start the attack. So can any other third core units, which is the lead unit's core, join? And it was core, wasn't it? Yeah, core. Can they join the attack? But you can see that these guys can't get down. And there's nothing else that can come in and do anything about that. So that's going to be that. Now, may I move the just round? If greater than or equal to 5 steps, well it's not, it's only 4 steps in this battle. So we're going to break off at A1. They get Panzer Battalion in the battle as well. And, well, we're outside Soviet support, so we're not playing any combat tactics, are we? Okay, so what numbers have we got then? Yeah, and the situation with this was 5-1 because that's 5 and he was situationally be a 1. Okay, so they're all coming across. Minor rivers don't count, do they? Yeah, it's if all attackers are across Donets or Dnieper rivers. Yeah. I'm looking at the wrong thing there though, but that's it. Yeah, it is the same. It's -1 defender hit if all units attack across Donets or Dnieper River. -1 attacker hit if all defending units are dispersed or unsupplied. Right, no, that doesn't count then. Yeah, so there's not. I can't draw a combat yet, but I think. Sorry, I can't play a combat tactic. Right, so you've got 5 to. Well, now we've got 5-2. So it's only 2-1 odds because we are looking at now unsituationally. That's not a word, shouldn't it? So 5-2 is 2-1 odds. So I'll put the dice across here. Like I said, I can't really get in further in here. But that's fine, I think. Yeah, and then hang on, we've got Panzer Battalion as well, haven't we? What does that do again? Does that add strength? Add 2 to the combat strength of a German attack. Add 1 to strength of German defence. This adds German armour to combat if not already present. Well, it had armour. And then 5+ if the attacked hex is not in Soviet support, disregard the first hit. Yeah, so they're going to get to disregard the first hit. So it does add 2, so that is actually going to be 7-2. So it does actually make it 3-1. And then at the moment it's 1, 2, and then 1 for the Panzer Battalion. So it's only 3 chip pools, but they still have a combat tactic to draw yet. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anything here. Right, okay, I think things are right up to now there. I paused for a bit, just looking about and just not feeling sure at all just now. Okay, so 3-1 odds with the Panzer Battalion, 3 chip pools, 2 for the units, 1 for the Panzer Battalion. They're going to reduce a hit to themselves because we are out of support, and they're going to draw a combat tactic here now. They get reinforced battle. Right, we might be good with that one then, because I don't think anything can come and join them, because hang on though, what about this guy? 1, 2, 3, because he's breaking zone of control. 4, 5. No, I think he's just going to be 1 short, isn't he? Yeah, there's no gap. There's no gaps through there for these guys to come. Yeah, because we know that they can't make it because they would have joined anyway. But he is going to be breaking zone of, and out of supply units still exert a zone of control, don't they? It's just isolated units. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right with that one, Grant. I don't think you need to look at that. These are things you should know. Come on, Grant. Yeah, out of supply. Isolated does not exert zone of control. Yeah, it doesn't say that they don't. Yeah. Just again, I knew that, but I'm just worried that I'm not getting it right. So that would be 3 because he's moving into broken, and then his next hex has got to be broken as well. So 3, 4, 5, and then 6. He would need. Well, mind you, that's broken as well, wouldn't it? He'd need a lot of. And this is the only hex he could reach as well, because we've already said. Yeah. So I think we're scoring out of that reinforced battle then. Don't think anything's able to come along. So no extra unit and no extra chip pool there. And I'll tell you what, that's not a very pleasant card either. Although it would have replaced steps, maybe, yeah, it would have brought a couple of units back from the eliminated units box. But, well, 40th Panzer Corps are not good. Okay, so 3 to 1 odds, 3 chip pools, and we can't play a combat tactic even if we wanted. This would be the time where we could, but we are not supported, so no. And remember, any chits that come up saying that as well, we will be punished for. So they're only getting 3 chip pools still. Yeah, sorry, I'm just going back thinking, could we not be attacking this? But I'm forgetting that the situational check was just individual. It wasn't the units joined together, was it? Yeah. So, and this was the weakest unit. We almost had this as the weakest unit. But he is a 2. He would get a +1, taking him up to 3, but -2 because he's unsupported. And the card, yes. Come on, Grant. Come on. Take that extra step. Right, so he's going to break all. Well, what's it going to take to eliminate this guy? He can retreat into here. He's not got a 2x retreat, has he? No, of course he has, Grant. This is your guy. So he can go retreat, and step loss. So D3, they would need to eliminate him. They're also going to break off at A1. Remember, there's only 4 steps involved. They're breaking off at A1. But they will, technically that's A2, isn't it? Because they're going to reduce the hit because of the Panzer Battalion. So, okay. Right, 3 to 1 odds. Minimum of 1 chip pool, so let's get that 1. There we go. That's how bad this support situation can be. 7 to 1 or defender not supported. And see, if I'd had the first impulse, my first impulse, I've already said to you, would have been to place a support marker here to get some of these units in support. That's him almost gone. D2. So yeah, you can retreat and then retreat. So yeah, they still need our hat. So 2 more chits to draw, 1 at a time. Here we go. How brutal is that? That's. I'm just thinking going in there. They've only got 3 to 1 odds. They're only getting 3 chip pools. Okay, we are unsupported. I mean, look at that. I mean, and not only that, they mock me with the A1, which just gets removed because of the Panzer Battalion. Right, well, they don't need to draw a 3rd chit. They can just stop there. D3, A1, which they don't take a hit. They don't take the A hit anyway, because, like I said, it's negated to the Panzer Battalion. We take 3 hits. We go 1, 2, and then eliminated. Yeah. Yeah, this is. Yeah, well, I figured things were going to get bad, but just at the start with that wee skimpy little attack. Anyway, right then. Right, so advance after combat. Right, okay. John Barfield came and replied to Martin's post after all. Let's say Martin had a big example of what would happen. And but apparently it was mainly about units advancing and overstacking, and how you don't know if you were going to be overstacked. You couldn't say for sure if you're going to be overstacked because you still hadn't advanced yet and all that. And John has actually come back and said that that doesn't apply. It's 11.4, which is stacking units. And I think he comments, is it the third paragraph? A German unit may end its move in an overstacked situation as long as it is obvious that other active units in the hex which have not yet moved will be leaving the hex when they move, thus correcting the overstack by the time the movement step or the activation is complete. And I think what John has said is that only applies to German movement. It doesn't apply to advance and retreat. However, the first part, stacking limits must be observed at all times except during the movement portion of an activation and during retreat or advance after combat. I mean, you could, well, I think Martin's still got a case. It's not clear there. It just says a German unit may end its move in an overstacked situation as long as it is obvious that other active units in the hex which have not yet moved, it does say moved there, but again, will be leaving the hex when they move, thus correcting the overstack by the time the movement step of the activation is complete. So yeah, I think something could be still added there to remove that sort of thought of, right, what do I do if I'm advancing that unit and the other one's going to advance, it's going to overstack. Yeah, probably could have something added to the rules to say that, look, that doesn't apply when it's advanced after combat. But I'm not sure. I don't know. I seem to remember some things coming up in my Ardennes playthrough regarding that. I get the feeling that I might have just thought, well, you can't advance because you're going to overstack. But I don't know. There's something rings a bell that may have come up for me previously with that. But so I don't know if Martin's got anything to come back and say regarding that or not. He hadn't the last time I checked. So, well, again, good to get that cleared up, that you don't consider that. So, I mean, what that's basically saying, I think, is, if you've got 3 units in a hex that have still yet to advance after combat, and you're advancing another unit that's going to advance into that hex, it can't advance because the stack's full, and you don't advance it thinking or even knowing. I think that's what John's even saying, that say this was an auto advance and we had 3 units in this hex, it was an auto advance, and I'm just pointing at hexes here, so there's 3 units in this hex and it's an auto advance into here, but this unit here is to advance first. Can you not get something to look at it, Grant? Yeah, I'm not really showing that off very well, am I? You know what I'm saying, right? I've got a selector number 1 in here, and he's want to advance into here, and there's 3 units in there. But we know that selector number 6 here is going to auto advance into this hex, or into another hex. Then that you would think that was fair. You would think, okay, I'll temporarily overstack that hex by moving unit 1 in, then unit 6 will move out, freeing that up. Well, I think by what John's saying there is, although you can do that within movement, you can't do it within advance after combat for the AI. Now, that must mean you can do it for your cell, but then you're in control of your cell, and the very last paragraph is, if Soviet units are found to be in violation of stacking limits after completing the movement, retreat or advance. Well, there you go, it says retreat or advance for them. You must remove steps or eliminate units to meet the limits. So it's basically, I think, saying that the AI is not built to to deal with that situation, I don't think. So you couldn't advance into there to start with. I think that's what it is. Have a look at the post yourself if you want to find out more about that. And Martin might come back with some more thoughts on that. Anyway, right. We want to advance here, Grant. With Unit 6, he is the lowest number. The arrow is going away that way. So it's not a forward arrow. It's not a VP Hex. Hex enabling supply. No. Hex causing surround. No. And forward direction. No. And it's also not adjacent to the forward direction, which would be here or here. So it's another route, so they're not going to advance. Yes. And I think if it was me, I would probably just leave the guys there as well. They're surrounding this stack, they're quite close to this unit. They don't need to be coming in. I don't know, because they would get a 2 hex, well, the top unit would get a 2 hex advance right now. However, they're not going to advance, so that's that. Right, let's move on. Yeah, more misery. More misery. So forward attack still to consider. We have one more unit that is active. I'll take that away now, we don't need it. This is the only unit we've got left out of the 4 possible that we started with. He cannot move away, we've already known that. So his only forward attack would be against a stack. It's 4 against 5, 4 against... It's going to get a -2. It's 4 against 3. It is not 3 to 1. So let us lose this forward attack card now. And we get an attack card, which is 2 times. So, just to confirm, that's 5. It's not getting any pluses. It's not getting any pluses. But it's getting 2 minuses, because it's out of support. It's in an unsupported hex. And the command value of the cards are 4. So -2 from the 5 is 3. Yeah, it's 43. It would need to knock it down on a 1 to get 2 times for it to... But it's not getting that. Unsupported hex. Dispersed. Out of supply, they are not. And it's not major offensive. No. So, and yeah, again, like I say, this guy can't go elsewhere to try it. So that's the attack card done. So we move on with the rest of the actions. Bear in mind we're in action step 8 now. Sorry, not action step 8. From turn 8 action steps. So it'd be step 5. Move proximate to empty Soviet VP hex if not already proximate. Well, that's exactly the same rule as well. No, and bear in mind this guy can't really go anywhere, so let's just quickly get through these. Move to hex, it causes surround of Soviet unit. Well, he's already causing surround. If he moves away, he's going to break a restriction. No. Move to hex, it enables supply trays from German occupied hex. Yeah, no. Move to hex in units, army area, and adjacent to Soviet unit, not already adjacent to German unit. Move to hex and units army. I suppose I'm just looking at these. I mean, he can't move. Move to hex in units army area and adjacent to Soviet unit, not already adjacent to German unit. Okay, that's going to take a bit of thinking about, but yeah, I think that's what's saying. It's looking for a Soviet unit that no German units are adjacent to, and it's wanting to move to it, but it's wanting to be in its army area. Adjacent to Soviet unit, not already adjacent to German unit. Yeah, okay. Don't think there is any, and like we say, he can't move away. 9 is moving forward direction. Well, forward direction is that way. He cannot do that. And then 10 is remove disperse marker from the unit. So slightly different at the end there, but there's not too many differences. I suppose the big thing is that we can ignore ending in dangerous surround now. So this guy's not going to do anything. That is going to be his full strength. That is going to be their impulse over. That is a big enough part already to make part, what was it, 81 I think. So first Panzer army card, well, but it still took out a unit. I mean, it didn't look like it was going to be that brutal. Still took out a unit. Not happy that it appeared when it did, because, like I say, I would have probably liked to put my forward support down. And it's maybe what I want to do in my next impulse, but I'm going to feel a bit, right, I'm putting it down now, but then again, we could get another card to activate 3rd Corps or 40 Corps and have it all again, but yeah. Well, you know it's going to be rough, Grant. You know that's going to happen. There's no real great way around it, is there? Okay, I'll just put this up now as part 81, and yeah, like I say, I think the best plan would be to try and put. So, and I think I spoke wrongly about the Soviet support marker, didn't I? Because it's got to be inside. No, sorry. I should be looking at this line. That's where I had them before. It's got to be inside the Soviet support line or adjacent. So, I mean, the furthest I can get it to go up there is something like there. And then I get 5 hexes from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That doesn't even reach Kharkov. Like, if I put it there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's maybe a consideration to protect Kharkov a bit better. But it doesn't only get Kharkov. It's going to get that. It's not going to reach Belgorod, which, by the way, Grant, is empty. And German units proximate. Oh, what a mess. What a mess. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go and put this up, get this uploaded, hopefully have a look back on it before I do. Yeah, after the Cairo and Hubbard. Mind you, I've looked back on all that. I did notice a bit of it near the end, but even still, it was a bit of a shambles, wasn't it? Okay, well, I'll be back at some point, guys. Cheers.